Hey, welcome to 14th installment. I think I got that right. I messed up last time. Just coming with a few things, topics, interesting, maybe not interesting, whatever. Wanted to talk about them. It's a solo show. Onyx is not with me, as you can see. First thing I wanted to start it with was the Villarreal coach coming out laughably in a very salty way, complaining about Jurgen Klopp's celebrations. Now, number one, that's very ridiculous. Number two, that's very ridiculous. And number three, that's right, it's very ridiculous. Especially coming from a man who, in the first leg, when he ran on the pitch and celebrated that goal they got in the last second, I think most people call it smash and grab. Yeah, the smash and grab they got in the last few seconds. You would have thought this guy had just hit the jackpot to become like the most wealthiest guy on the planet or something. I mean, he was celebrating as if his life depended on that game, and so did the players. So, which I don't even know if I watched enough of the game to see, or watched enough of the ending of the game to see that. I just heard about it, and whatever. It's Villarreal. I mean, I didn't. It's fine. We're done with them. So I just thought it was funny that he came out with that. He also went on to say how he thought the refs were unfair. We got some calls that they didn't get, and that's unfortunate. For him to react the way he did when they won the game, and then when you lose, to be that salty about it. I don't understand that. I mean, take the L, go back to the Liga, get your league on. You're in fourth place. You'll get Champions League qualification through that. Relax yourself. Relax yourself. There's no need for you to come out with all that. So it's ridiculous. So yeah, moving on. I'm getting mad just even thinking about that. I personally love Klopp's celebrations. I think most of us do. I can appreciate that in any manager on any level. That feeling of your coach kind of being on the pitch or field or court or wherever it is with you. Klopp's out there with the sweatpants, sweat jacket, shirt, like he's going to go to training. I think maybe this season he's only had a suit tie look, maybe twice. I think it was his first game against Tottenham, and then maybe the first leg in Dortmund. If anybody knows, correct me. But I mean, the moral of the story is he's very relaxed on the pitch, and I love it. It's just something about him, man. He's constantly out there barking and yelling, and also want to touch on him getting on Alberto Moreno, which I read that he kind of yanked him up after that silly challenge in the box. Alberto Moreno, for all the energy he gives us going forward, and very fearless player. But personally, he doesn't give much on the going forward. What he gives us is pace, is what I'm saying, and that's great. But as far as his crossing ability, it's not. It hasn't really him inclined, to be honest. But on Moreno, his mind is just gone somewhere. Sometimes he's in another planet. Some of these tackles or just things that seem too close. I mean, we were very fortunate that we didn't get that card or that call in the box. That could have went anywhere, especially with all the whining and crying and complaining that Villarreal was doing. It's amazing that they didn't get that call in the box. So he did that. He did that against Norwich, and we had to pay for it, or almost pay for it. We won the game, but he does that, and he has this lapse sense of judgment sometimes on that back left end, and we got to tighten that up. We got to tighten that up. So that's one spot that I feel like we should look at in the offseason for sure, amongst other spots. But that's for another video, of course. So I'm glad that he got on him about that. And I think the opinion was split about Klopp doing things like that, like he did with Benteke after I can't remember what game. I think Benteke had like 2 or 3 wide open shots on goal and missed them. I believe I want to say we lost the game. I don't know who it was. I can't remember, but people were split on. A lot of the pundits were saying he shouldn't have done that or whatever. I think he should have done it. You want to see, players want their coaches to, or managers, however you want to word it, to congratulate them when they do well. And when you don't do well, I'm going to come at you with that too. And I like that philosophy. I have no problem with that. So I'm glad that he did that. And then on the Sturridge that I spoke about yesterday, but just to reiterate, very proud of him. I wish he would stay off social media. I don't think this new video he posted on Instagram is a big deal, but why even do anything that's going to come across as anything to anybody? Just keep it within say we had a good game. It just, we don't need that, But yeah, it was lovely to see the passion in his eyes and his face winning that game, and the body language between him and Klopp when he came off the field. There was something there that I really liked. Seemed really genuine. So whatever they have between each other in a negative way, if that's something that they have, I really hope they can clean that and just move on. Because we need them both. We need them both. You all can see when Sturridge is fit and playing. Imagine him for a whole season, from day one to the end of the season. Imagine how elevated our chances of competing every season with him fit. I think he has the potential to be the best striker, not only in the Premier League, but world class in Europe, in the world. I really do. I think he's got I think he has a good attitude. I think he's hungry for it. I think he loves playing for Liverpool. You can see that. So I read something recently that he reached this goal tally he has, which I think is 50 and 90 games or something like that, give or take. It's better than Owen. It's better than Douglas. It's better than who else was I going to say? Douglas. Robbie Fowler. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure they've all played more games than him to reach the tally they got to in the time that they did. So, that's pretty remarkable, man. And this guy, the ratio is just insane. So, really happy for him. And then last but not least, I couldn't remember this in the last video, but yes, it's Watford. I know it was 3 games. It wasn't West Brom. It wasn't Chelsea. So it had to be Watford. So, and as I said before, they bullied us in that first match. I think a lot of what Troy Deeney said was true, which disappointed me because there's no reason why Skrtel and Sacco should be getting punked like that in the back. Here we are now, and neither one of them probably will be. Well, Sacco definitely won't be playing. Skrtel shouldn't be playing. I hope he doesn't. But then he might come in to give Torre a rest or give Lavin a rest. But Troy Deeney, a lot of what he was saying was cool, but I'm just hoping we can shut him up. And I love Troy Deeney, but I'm hoping this time around we can reverse that. And I think for me, the main focal points as far as their weapons, the main ones, to me, I think they have a lot of weapons. They have a lot of good players, a lot of guys most people don't really know about or whatever. Igalo's having a great season. He fell off a bit there. I'm a little shocked that Watford aren't higher up the table. But Igalo, of course, Troy Deeney, and I like Suarez, a guy who used to play for Atletico Madrid, who I thought would have stayed there for a few more years to come. I thought he was a good fit there, and went on to Fiorentina, and then they picked him up. He's one of those guys that I wish we could scout. He's not a flashy dude. He's not going to get you 15, 12 goals a season, but 12, 15 goals a season. But what he will do is work hard. He's a battery there in the middle of the park for them. He's physical, doesn't shy away from tackles. So those are the 3 guys I think we need to worry about. They also have Ake in the back, Proto. They have a pretty good defensive a team in general. Abdi, probably leaving somebody else out, but a lot of cast-off guys that just come together and play for Kike, and who I think is another great manager. So it's going to be great. I'm looking to see us continue some fight. As you all know, we'll have a good spell. We dominate teams, and we're thinking, oh, this is it. And we have a player that comes out like Adam Lallana, which I'm backing him. I'm not knocking him, but he came out and said, hopefully this win in Europe, or getting to the final, will push us on to being successful in general. And we all hope that, right? But we all know that there's that other side that possibly can happen. And until this point, we have no reason to believe that it's not a possibility that it will happen. And that is us falling right on our face after having such a good game. But let's be positive. We had a really, really great semi. And so let's just enjoy that. And the league is there's definitely no way of getting top 4. I think that's obvious. We do want to finish as high as we can finish, but I also want us to keep a lot of our attention on this final coming up. Try to keep guys rested as much as we can, injury-free, of course, please. Especially with Emery Chan, who I'm still buzzing over that performance, fresh off injury. That's ridiculous. That guy, that's incredible. So hopefully, he's okay and he didn't, retweak anything. Knock on wood or knock on wall. here's some wood. Knock on wood. So, yeah, Sunday, 11 a.m. stateside, Watford, Liverpool, revenge match. I'd like us to get some revenge on them. Should be good. Should be a good one. Watford comes to play. So, yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys after that. It is Mother's Day weekend, so our video could be a little delayed, but we've got tons of other channels to look at, so I don't think you're going to mind too much. But, yeah, as Onyx always reminds me, if you guys like, cool. Don't like, cool. Comments, great. Whatever the case may be. If you're just stopping by and watching it, whatever. Views are just as important as likes or subscribers. Seriously. Yeah, we'll see you guys Sunday. Or sooner than later.